The Carolina Gold Rice Foundation recently held its spring meeting at the U.S. Vegetable Laboratory in Charleston. The federal laboratory works in conjunction with Clemson University's Coastal Research and Education Center. Here are highlights from the meeting.
My role with the Carolina Gold Rice Foundation is basically I'm the agriculture and biological resource person. My background is plant breeding and genetics and genetic resources conservation. So I work with a diversity of crops to help provide insights to find materials, breed materials, or use materials based on what the stakeholder wants. Yield, quality, timing, whatever those stakeholders need in their commodity or crop of interest. Basically, genetic resources provide the foundation for agriculture. And by genetic resources, what I mean are materials like varieties, cultivars, heirloom materials, wild races of materials that we get from other countries. And basically, they're the building blocks to provide agriculture with a genetic background that we need to provide to grow better and more resilient and higher quality crops in the 21st century.
One of the missions of the foundation has been to restore the grains, the landrace and heirloom grains that were characteristic of the Low Country and also the South as a larger region, beginning with Carolina Gold Rice and then the associated grains that were part of the culinary system. And to that end, we have researched and begun the restoration of other types of grain that were grown widely in the South, purple straw wheat being a significant one, black oats being another, the various types of barleys from the Appalachian blue. The most significant recent work has been next to purple straw has been work with rye.
I am in a facility that's a USDA facility, and we do a lot of collaborative research. I run the organic research farm here at the station, and part of this facility is it's a vegetable research facility. That being said, as an organic research specialist, I've had to incorporate legume, grain, rice into my vegetable crop rotations. And this is a brief overview of what has transpired since our last meeting last spring, and it's been a really good year all around. Want to start with our yields last year and our research plots on our rice. We did SRI rice and flooded rice research, and we're technically in our third year and final year of this one research project. And SRI rice is it's called a system of rice intensification. And that's where you plant rice in a raised bed culture, 25 centimeters by 25 centimeters on a grid network, or 10 inches on a grid network. And that allows one plant to produce multiple tillers. Each plant, about 70% of the tillers will have a panicle, as you see here, although this is purple straw wheat. And the yields can be greatly enhanced using less seed, less water, and less fertilizer.
In my estimation, as a chef, the work that Glenn Roberts and David Shields, Dr. Kresovich, Dr. Brian Ward, and other members of the Carolina Gold Foundation, the work that they're doing is some of the most relevant work, at least as a chef, anywhere that I can think of. I don't think the level of research that goes on here to the granular level of agricultural archaeology that's going on, I don't see that going on a whole lot of other places. And in part it's because there's such a fantastic history of food here. And so to be able to go back and engage with the past and repatriate grains that landrace grains and vegetables and legumes that were previously thought to be extinct. Well, it's an exciting time to be a chef in South Carolina for sure.